Hey guys, K420 back at it again. All right. I probably should have been put this video out a day or two ago, but it just keeps getting bigger, and I have a feeling I know why. So if you're willing to sit and listen to me for a minute, I have a theory that'll knock your socks off, and I don't think it's what anybody expects it to be. So if you like my content, you like what you see, please hit the like button, yay, and comment, because that will make sure that these YouTube algorithms do not affect our channel. So I am from the great state of New York, where Cuomo has been the nightmare name since I was a wee toddler. And I remember going to protest with my mother when Mario Cuomo was governor, and he was trying to put a nuclear dump in my county. And I'll never forget that. My mom I remember overhearing my mom and her friends talking about how Mario Cuomo was mobbed up. We will get to that. But first and foremost, let me explain what I think is going on here. And it all starts right here. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Come on. Yeah, once I start getting through these, it won't take as long. Sorry, guys. When I'm recording and loading takes forever. Okay, so the COVID cover up. This is where things start. Okay, on February 12th, an aide of Andrew Cuomo admitted withholding nursing home COVID deaths. Over what? Over fears the grim figures would be used against us. The shocking revelation has led to calls for New York Governor Cuomo to be prosecuted over allegations of the cover up. This is the story. This is the news. This is the facts, the truth, where everyone should be focusing. When our governor was given emergency powers, all the governors were during the COVID crap, they were all given emergency powers. Okay? And when Cuomo was given emergency powers, no Cam. Anyway, when Cuomo was given these emergency powers, basically he didn't have to. He was in charge of accounting for everything. How about that? Okay. And it says Cuomo's administration hid the true extent of New York's nursing home cover-up or COVID deaths. Excuse me, but it's crazy. It says this is what it says. Secretary to the governor, Melissa DeRosa, made the admission to the state Democratic leaders during a video conference call. She said the administration had rebuffed a legislative request for statistics in August. Who is still president? Oh yeah, that's right, Donald Trump. Because right around the same time, Donald Trump turns this into a giant political football. So says Cuomo's administration. And according to the New York Post, who listened to the 2-hour recording of the call, DeRosa continued, he starts tweeting that we killed everyone in nursing homes. We froze, in quotes, big letters, guys. We froze. Come on. Trump was getting numbers. You couldn't hide that from him. No matter you had people's families from nursing whose family members were dying alone in nursing homes that were literally calling the White House. Did you think that they were just going to stop at Cuomo? It says he starts going after New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, starts going after California Gavin Newsom, starts going after Michigan Gretchen Whitmer, all very well deserved. All who also had the disastrous nursing home policy of putting positive COVID-19 patients, not just senior citizens, patients who were overflowing the hospital, but they weren't ready to go home yet. They needed, a few more days of a breathing treatment, breathing machine, whatever it was. There was reasons they couldn't, and so and rather than use the Javits Center, which was fitted for COVID patients, or that giant ship. Remember that ship they brought in for us, the Mercy? Cuomo threw a fit because when Trump sent that boat here, it wasn't equipped to deal with COVID-19 patients. What it came to do was deal with regular hospital situations, like, everyday emergencies, so that the hospitals could focus only on COVID-19 patients. This boat was supposed to take over emergency, this, whatever. So anyway, Cuomo threw a fit about that. So what happened? The Navy took in 24 hours and outfitted it all to be COVID-19 ready at the same time as they prepared the Javits Center. Cuomo didn't use them, either one of them. He put them in nursing homes. And what's striking is, and we're going to get to that, Andrew Cuomo didn't even want his own mother in a nursing home, and he made that very clear. Why is that? Because he knew his administration came up with the policy, and he knew right away that policy was causing rampant infection of the virus and therefore death. He starts going, all right, she told lawmakers that we basically froze when Trump directed the DOJ to investigate our administration. DeRosa added, because then we were in the position where we weren't sure what we were going to give the DOJ or what we were going to give to you guys. What we start saying was going to be used against us. Well, we weren't sure if there was going to be an investigation, meaning if the Democrats got in, we'd be okay. So they thought. More than 13,000 care home residents in this state of New York, my home state, have died from COVID. That played a very large role into this. Republican Elise Stefanik demanded Cuomo be prosecuted, which I'm fully for. I mean, when you have caused 13,000 deaths, you're going to be more. You need to even think about more than resigning. You better get a lawyer, in which he did, which I will show you that in a minute. But quickly, just this is the story, guys. I need you to understand that everything I talk about after this, that's not the story. And it's very democratic of them to do how they're doing, but we're going to uncover that right now. Okay, so Democrats blasted Cuomo and his administration. He must be stripped of his emergency powers. You're only sorry that you all got caught. Because of your decisions, thousands of people died who did not have to die. We're not offended, Melissa. We're furious with extremely good reason. More than 13,000 care home patients in New York State have died since the start of the pandemic. And according to the Post, Cuomo's administration refused media requests about the total nursing home death and battled a Freedom of Information lawsuit filed by Empire Center on Public Policy. Meaning, in the midst of this pandemic, people started talking. So someone filed a Freedom of Information Act, which is our right in order as the people to find out what our government is doing. And they fought this. They fought this Freedom of Information Act. Wow. Yet amid mounting pressure, Health Commissioner Howard Zucker released the data. The combined total was 12,743. A day earlier, health officials only acknowledged 8,711. Zucker said on Wednesday the total who died from the virus has now increased to 13,297. And according to reports, that number jumps to 15,049 when fatalities of those living in assisted living or adult care facilities are factored in. Following a damning report last month, Attorney General Letitia James, Cuomo appeared to say it didn't matter where the deaths took place. He said, who cares if they died in a hospital, died in a nursing home? They died. That's what he said. Alone, let me add. Alone because families were not allowed to be in there, visit, do anything. I mean, if your family member couldn't be conscious enough to hold an iPad, that's how they were visiting, was through iPad. They were giving the elderly iPads weekly, and that's how these are elderly whose family have had routines of coming and visiting them regularly and keeping their spirits up so they don't give up and die in a nursing home. Like these families that were devastated. They couldn't even be there as their family member died. And even when they did die, they couldn't go in and give them their body a hug. I can't. No, everything had to be through glass because of the virus. This is unforgivable. So, this is the story. Don't forget. All right. So now, a few days after that comes out, later, New York Post comes out with this. Another aide. It's funny how these aides are the ones that are getting real everything going. One aide screws up and tells the truth, and another few aides come in and swoop up and me too him right in the face, all at the same time. Absolutely demolishing the Cuomo administration as we all know it. Come on with this crap. No, come on. Wait. Sorry, guys. You just have to reload it. Sometimes there's just too many things open at once. I'm trying to get them closed, but I'm going to have to start trimming my videos. I'm really sorry, guys. Here we go. So the New York Post came out with this, and it's Lindsay Boylan. She was the first one. So this is exactly 9 days after the blow up happened with the nursing home. Okay? Lindsay Boylan, an ex-aide, detailed sexual harassment. Now, this is honestly, out of all of the harassment allegations, this is the one that's most credible to me and most, I guess, most damning. How's that? After this, it only gets more confusing. Okay. Oh boy, there's already all these updates too. Like Cuomo approval plummets as 4 out of 5 voters believe his accusers. Cuomo accuser says, I just want the abuse to stop. Cuomo accuser says he was propositioning her for sex. Cuomo's office ignores rules to reroute sex harassment complaint. Cuomo is going down. Oh, it's funny. But they're going to take him out with a Me Too. They're not, listen, let me explain something to you. As soon as my camera actually pops up here, let me just ask you a question straight to your faces. This is important. I want to see you. Oh, my camera's not available. Oh, I bet you it's because it's the post, right? Yep. Okay, so the one time I want to see you, I can't. Listen, guys. Would you oh, there you go. Would you rather be called the man who murdered 13,000 elderly people, or that pervy old man that couldn't be, that was harassing his secretaries and aides? What would you rather go through? A Me Too investigation or murder of 13,000 elderly people? You tell me. Because I'm starting to think that these 3 women aren't here to destroy Andrew Cuomo as much as they are here to be the cushion that he softly lands on as he hits the bottom. How's that? Oh, Cuomo's. They're just one of a kind. So, Lindsay Boylan, former aide of Governor Cuomo, Wednesday provided new details to back up her claims of sexual harassment, including the allegation that New York's top elected official kissed her on the lips without warning inside his Manhattan office, which is what I believe is one of the very most egregious things of all of this. Okay? Yeah. Don't give me no shit. Here we go. So, now a Democratic candidate for Manhattan Borough President, Lindsay Boylan, made the stunning allegation in an essay she posted on the Medium website. Let's see if I can pull it up quick. If not, we'll just come back here. Hold on. We'll just stay here while that's loading. Boylan said the incident took place after her 2018 promotion to be Cuomo's deputy secretary for economic development and special advisor to the governor, a job she initially turned down because she didn't want to be near him. What does that tell you? A man who's got a reputation so pervy, like, I don't know, like our ex-vice president, Joe Biden. Yeah, him. He's got one of them reputations. So pervy that a girl hears about an open position that she could get a promotion, a pay grade up or whatever in her field, only to find out that it's in the Cuomo administration and be completely willing to walk away from a career move just to not be near him. That should tell you something. Anyway, sorry. Come on. Damn, that thing's still loaded. As I got up to leave and walked toward the door, he stepped in front of me. He kissed me on the lips, and I was in shock, but I kept walking. Afterwards, Boylan wrote, I came to work nauseous every day and resigned on September 26, 2018. Boylan alleges, Cuomo suggested let's play strip poker while they were flying home from an October 2017 event in Western New York on his taxpayer-funded jet. Cuomo made the comment he and Boylan sat facing each other side to side, with his press aide to her right and the state trooper behind us. According to her essay, Governor Cuomo has created a culture with his administration where sexual harassment, bullying is so pervasive that it is not only condoned, but expected, she wrote. Yes, Lindsay. Boylan made her bombshell claims. Guys, did you know this is not Cuomo's first sexual harassment allegation? No, check it out. He's been accused of this before, and he's always had someone cover for him. Boylan made her, and he had the nerve to go ahead and make a new sexual harassment policy too. We'll talk about. Anyway, she privately admitted, or Cuomo aide Melissa DeRosa privately admitted the administration hid the total numbers, blah blah blah. And it's funny they bring that up in this article. Why are they bringing up the nursing home thing? I mean, it's kind of strange. The scoop has sparked calls for Cuomo to be impeached and probed by the FBI and Brooklyn U.S. Attorney's Office. In her 1,700-plus word essay, Boylan said DeRosa and other top women around Cuomo normalized his alleged harassment, so that only now do I realize how insidious his abuse was. Boylan also posted screenshots of government emails, including one in which Cuomo's executive secretary Stephanie Benton purposely passed along a message from him that referenced the reported former girlfriend to show she was his type. He said, look up Lisa Shields. You could be sisters, except you're the better looking sister. On December 14th, 2016, the email said. Oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. This is the bullshit story. This isn't the story. The story is what I started out with. This is the cover up. This is the distraction. This is the look over here, don't look over there. Look over here, don't look over there. Because again, do you want to be known as the man who murdered 13,000 elderly people, or that pervy old man who couldn't stop making comments to his secretaries? So I am going to report on this whole sexual harassment situation in this video and this video only. And I will go back to reporting on the investigation into the 13,000 nursing home deaths. And that's all that I will talk about on my channel, because I will not be part of the bullshit. No offense. I'm not saying that they don't believe they were harassed or whatnot, or they don't feel violated. I respect their feelings. However, I also feel that it's a very convenient time for all three of them to come forward now. Maybe it's because they were scared because he was so powerful. He was winning Emmys and writing books in the middle of New York being the absolute epicenter of the most deaths in the whole world during the pandemic. He was writing books about how successful he was and getting Emmys. So maybe they did feel like they couldn't come forward because there would be no hope, and so they saw him, someone move that Jenga piece, the administration starts to topple, and maybe they just decided to poke a couple more out while they had the opportunity. I don't know. Regardless, it's not the story. The story is the 13,000 dead people that wouldn't be dead if it wasn't for the policy that his administration forced with his emergency powers onto nursing homes across New York State, as well as like 3 other governors. So obviously this isn't the end of it. It keeps going for a few days. Oops, hang on, I turn my heater on. My feet are cold. There we go. Okay. For a few days, it keeps going. Cuomo's under pressure. I'm not even going to pull this all up. And then, of course, a number 2 comes along. Because if they don't keep this story going and keep it big enough for people to care and to make it seem like more, every day, more and more, you get up and watch the news. Any more girls come out today? Any more? And it becomes the story. And slowly but surely, we lose lose track of, what's going on with the FBI investigation into that whole other thing. Come on, what is happening today? Maybe we're getting a storm again. Spectrum swears that their Wi-Fi is faster now. It's not any faster, and as a matter of fact, it may absolutely be slower. Okay. So we have a second. It says Democrat, not Republican. New York Democratic officials are now calling for Cuomo's resignation following second sexual harassment allegations. So the next one is Charlotte Bennett, her name. Okay. And I'm not going to read this whole article just because I'll tell you in a minute why. Okay. So, excuse me. Is that right here? Okay. Tonight I issued a statement regarding assertions of sexual harassment against Governor Cuomo. As a New Yorker, a legislator, and a chair of Senate's Ethics, Internal Government Committee, and survivor of sexual abuse, I am calling on Governor Cuomo to resign. Alessandra Biaggi, yeah, something like that. Biaggi noted that the personnel currently assigned to conduct a review of Cuomo's conduct are intertwined with his professional network and therefore do not meet any standard of independence, which is so true. So true. So there's lots of calls for him to resign, and he is fighting it. He is not, he's not taking it with lightly. He's fighting back. He won't. He's like, I will not resign. You're gonna take him out anyway. You're showing Governor Cuomo, our governor, is a manipulative, controlling, abusive, power-obsessed predator. Please resign. Yu Ling Miao, who is a Democratic New York State Assemblywoman for New York. Okay, here's the allegations, guys. Ready? Hang on. For people in power, hang on. God damn it. I think I have to go on to the, yeah, here it is. Here we go. The harassment detailed here on top of allegations made earlier this week are wholly unacceptable. Behavior is all too present and has no place. I don't want to look at his Twitter status, but I'm looking to see the ultimate, the first tweet that started it all. That's all. Okay, for people in power, this behavior is intentional. They demean. Oh, come on now. I didn't put it over there. Anyway, Ron Kim, a Democrat and state assemblyman who alleged that Cuomo threatened to destroy him after he openly criticized New York nursing home crisis, called the governor a coward, following the Times reports publications and his office's response. Andrew Cuomo is a coward who has abused his position of power, Kim tweeted. Abuse feeds in the dark. Bravery is one heck of a floodlight. This is Ron Kim, New York. The second instance, this is not a mistake. Clearly, this is a problem, and the governor must answer for it, wrote Ben Kallos, a New York City councilman and progressive caucus chair. These are all Democrats, guys. All Democrats. except for Stefanik, I believe. She's a Republican. This is not oh yeah, I just read that one. Here she is, Ben Kallis. Now, I'm not going to go try to hunt down this one's. If it's not right here, I thought they were going to put her charges in here, and I'm not seeing what she said. I think this might be the one whose face he grabbed. I'm not positive. Oh, my camera's frozen. Yucky. Come on. There we go. What is going on with that camera? Okay, I don't know. I'm going to try something, though. Give me a second, guys. Just reload this page really quick. Anyway, I'm going to move along here. Move along here. Move along. Okay, to the third woman. There we go. Let's go to the third woman. Because this is pretty ridiculous. Yes. Third woman accuses Andrew Cuomo of inappropriate behavior. Now, see, it's going from sexual assault down to inappropriate behavior, which is why I say this is not the fucking story. There goes my monetization. Oh boy! If you like what I'm doing, hit that Cash App because I'm never gonna get through a whole video without an F-bomb. I'm just not. Oh, come on. Let's see if it's gonna let me play the video. Here we go. I'm waiting to see if my camera comes up so I can make sure. If it doesn't work, then I will read it to you. Hold on. Come on. Why I don't hear nothing? Strange. Yeah, I don't understand why I can't hear nothing. Well, now I do because it ain't working, but give me a second. Okay, here we go. Do it.
Embattled New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. 33-year-old Anna Ruck telling the New York Times Cuomo was inappropriate with her at a crowded wedding reception in 2019, putting his hand on her bare lower back, which she then removed. Ruck says the governor then put his hands on her cheeks and asked if he could kiss her. She said she turned her head away. The New York Times reports Ruck was never employed by the governor or the state, but Charlotte Bennett was. And this morning, Bennett is dismissing Cuomo's apology, saying the governor has refused to acknowledge or take responsibility for his predatory behavior. The 25-year-old claims Cuomo verbally harassed her last spring when he asked the former executive assistant.
Oh, of course. Hang on.
About her sex life. Bennett telling the New York Times, I understood that the governor wanted to sleep with me. Governor Cuomo first denied Bennett's allegations, then acknowledged some of the things I have said have been misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation. Overnight, the governor's brother, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, addressing the allegations for the first time.
Obviously, I cannot cover it because he is my brother. I have always cared very deeply about these issues, and profoundly so.
This comes after the two had showcased their close relationship during the pandemic. The governor frequently stopping by his show.
Mom told me I had to.
And Chris even crashing his brother's regular press conferences.
Don't forget this was all fake. Don't forget that this literally was fake. This man literally faked a quarantine so he could do this, I guess. I don't know, but he was caught out in public by another person and got in an argument, and it was posted online. And yeah, come to find out he didn't have COVID.
You've been cutting your own hair.
This morning, Governor Cuomo stands with few political allies as he faces parallel investigations, one into claims of sexual harassment, the other a federal inquiry into how his administration handled nursing home deaths,
the most important one,
during the pandemic.
one of the reasons why he's facing the difficulties he's facing, and he doesn't have the friends around him who might stand up for him.
Another accuser, Lindsey Boylan, says Cuomo not only made inappropriate comments to her, but also gave her an unwanted kiss on the lips in 2018, which Cuomo denies. Now Bennett, invoking Boylan's name, says, "To the governor's survivors, I am here. Lindsey is here. You do not have to say a single word. But if you choose to speak your truth, we will be standing with you, I promise." And this morning, Long Island Congresswoman Kathleen Rice is calling on Governor Cuomo to resign. She is the first New York Democrat congressperson to do so.
Okay. So this gets bigger. This is where I started to think, no, wait a minute, this is part of a distraction, because the only time they drag this vampire ass, pantsuit wearing, drone bombing, kill them all, and let God sort them out, Hillary Clinton out of her tomb and ask for any of her opinions is when they need to cover some shit up. And I believe they have done that here. Because Hillary and Andrew's relationship goes very far back. So does Hillary and Mario, Andrew's father, when Hillary was senator and whatnot. Hillary has been a part of New York State government and legislation, as well as United States federal. So she wasn't just a first lady. She came to New York State, lived there for 6 weeks, and became the senator. Hold on, what the hell? There we go. So, twice failed. I love how they start that. Good job, Daily Wire. Oh, come on with that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Twice failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton on Monday suggested the sexual harassment allegations against Governor Cuomo should be thoroughly investigated. Notice what she didn't say? Notice when she didn't come out? She didn't come out and say, whoa, hold up. I'm a senior citizen who lives in New York State, and had my husband and I been in a nursing home during COVID-19, I may not be standing here speaking to you right now. I may have just died alone with no family, with no one knowing exactly what was happening. However, she didn't bring that up in this article. She didn't bring that up at all. She wants a very thorough investigation into the harassment charges, though. Okay? Look over here. Look over here. Not over there. Look over here. That's exactly. Like, this is crazy. They think we're dumb, and I don't know when they're gonna realize that we've smartened up a tad bit since we got this whole internet thing. You know, it's not like it was before. You can't keep the information from the people like you were able to do in the past. They just haven't compensated for that yet. Their evilness is still stuck in the 80s. How's that? And once they do figure out this, how to, they're working on it with the censorship and all that other shit. They're working on it. But right now, they can't control us getting the information, because even when people like me get completely yellowed all the way down, monetization, meaning limited everything, limited ads on everything, you make shit, you take 6 months before you can even make enough to cash out. They do that to people like me who tell the truth, but guess what? We still make videos. We still tell the truth. The information is still out there, so that if somebody wants to hear another version that's not CNN, that's not Fox News, that's not MSNBC, that's not some bullshit, they can. And for right now, they have no control over that. So put your crypt keeper back in the crypt, because no one believes a goddamn thing she has to say. And I was going to go over this article about Cuomo's history with women, girlfriends, wives, accusers, or whatnot. I'm just going to suggest you go read the article at NewYorkPost.com. It's a long one, and I don't want to pay that kind of homage to that. I'd rather focus on the nursing home thing if I could, but I think I've got my point across. Last but not least, I think that's more really important before we get to the end here is in August of 2019, great Governor Cuomo here signed a legislation enacting sweeping new workplace harassment protections while still harassing people at his workplace. So I just find that quite ironic, and I thought I would let you see. Another, what do they call it? Another example of do what I say, not what I do, rules for thee, not for me. Thank you, Governor Cuomo. And then I want anybody who doesn't know, because I watched this and almost threw up in my mouth when it was literally, the 3 or 4 days that it was happening. I watched his daughter's face, his wife's face while he was being confirmed, and that's something that they will remember the rest of their life. It was a historical confirmation of Judge Kavanaugh, and I will never forgive the Democrats for what they did to that man. Of some allegations that even the local police wouldn't go forward with an investigation because it was 36 years old. All of the people that she said saw Kavanaugh do this don't even recall this party that she's speaking of. All of her witnesses refuted her, even her best friend, who's still her friend to this day. Yet people like Andrew Cuomo said many nasty things about Kavanaugh during his thing. So it says, recalling an old tweet by Kavanaugh dating in 2018 about allegations of targeting Justice Brett Kavanaugh during his confirmation process, the New York governor questioned why the future justice had not taken a polygraph test. Here's one basic fact that badly hurts Judge Kavanaugh. Why won't he take a polygraph? Dr. Ford did. And then President Trump, you can and should ask him to take the test. Cuomo said, or this was September, that was my birthday, September 27th, 2018. He had pointed out Christine Blasey Ford, one of the women who had come forward with misconduct claims, had taken one. So it appears then he appears on Newsroom. This is like the third time he brings it up, guys. It's not just like once, 3 different times he brings up, why don't Kavanaugh take a polygraph test? And then it says, watch here. It says calls for Governor Cuomo's resignation amid the nursing home scandal by Dana Perino. Okay, no, we don't need to look at that. The governor's a hypocrite. It is rules for thee, but not for me. Oh, I just said that. Malatokas said, pointing out Cuomo had called for zero tolerance regarding allegations of such in New York State when an assemblyman was similarly accused in 2013. Governor Cuomo at the time urged Assemblyman Sheldon Silver of who was accused of sexual harassment to resign or be removed by the assembly. Malatokas previously called on Cuomo to resign in the wake of the scandal that his office had led a cover-up of true coronavirus death tally. That's what he needs exactly. I want him to resign, but I want him to resign for his true crimes that are right now need to be focused on. There was literally human lives taken because of choices he made, decisions he chose to continue to go with for months, knowing it was killing people. A number of investigations continue to look into the fallout from Cuomo's directive in March 2020 for nursing homes to admit COVID-19 patients. Currently, the beleaguered governor is now facing allegations of sexual misconduct. And then it just goes on. Her article is in there. They said, according to the women, Cuomo's top female staffers normalized the behavior. Boylan first accused the governor of sexual harassment in a Twitter thread back in December, guys. This isn't, I guess it isn't like a today thing. It's just nobody was paying attention. So not enough people were paying attention. How's that? I'm sure they kept it as hidden as they possibly could. Because here it is. Look. Lindsay Boylan, and I promised myself I would never let those kind of guys win. I would work hard my whole life to put myself in positions of power to change things, to end violence and corruption and give voice to the voiceless, and I am not stopping. I refuse. I will never give up. Yes, New York Governor Cuomo said, and she tagged him in it too. sexually harassed. I believe this is the first accuser, guys. I never said I didn't believe her. I totally believe her. It's not that I don't believe all of them. I just don't. I feel like she may have came out because she saw the opportunity, and that's fine. But I feel like some of these other ones might be just bait added to it. I don't know. I don't want to disrespect anybody's experience. However, I want people to understand that right now we need him investigated for these deaths. And at the same time, if you want to call him out on this other stuff, that's fine. But we need justice for the 13,000 elderly people who are nameless at this point, who died alone in those nursing homes. Anyway, many saw it and watched. I could never anticipate what to expect, would be grilled on my work, which was very good, harassed about my looks, or it would be both in the same conversation. And this was the way for years. On February 25th, the Me Too movement board released a statement demanding an investigation into the allegations against New York State Governor Cuomo. Allegations of inappropriate behavior in any workplace are deeply troubling and should be addressed, says Tina Chen, president and CEO of Time's Up Foundation. And there's a statement you can click on. This is Sputnik News. Okay, I'm going to keep moving along because I'm almost done. All right. This is his lawyer for the nursing home probe, guys. He's got a white collar lawyer, and you got to remember, like, these are where he's going to use his connections to try to get whoever's investigating this case to not look in his direction, to look elsewhere. Damn, good drink. Okay. He retained legal counsel after weeks of following accusations of mishandling nursing home data. Yeah. Here we go. Elkin Abramovich confirmed his hiring by the Cuomo administration to represent it in the nursing home probe. The white-collar criminal defense lawyer may be most recognizable for previously representing New York figures like Woody Allen and Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. Wow. Hang on a minute. I want to turn this up so we can hear, because this is actually about the nursing homes. Come on. There we go. And play.
Cuomo playing defense today amid swirling cover-up allegations. This is connected to the number of COVID deaths in nursing homes. Now, the governor says, yes, some mistakes were made, but there was no wrongdoing, and he offered no apology. News 4 Chief Investigative Reporter Jonathan East here with the developments today, John.
Yeah, Natalie, the governor today admitted the lack of transparency about nursing home death data was a mistake. But he offered a list of reasons for that.
Oh, come on. Be nice.
Mistake.
There was a delay in providing the press and the public all that additional information.
Governor Cuomo admitting mistakes were made about the reporting of nursing home deaths, and he says that delay.
Come on. I'm not going to keep doing
Caused pain and confusion for families who, as a result, did not get accurate information.
The void we created allowed disinformation, and that created more anxieties for the families of loved ones.
News of the delay came last week when the governor's top.
All right. I can't do it anymore. But anyway, Abramovich will represent the executive chamber.
Behind closed doors, apologized to Democrats in Albany.
He previously represented Cuomo in a federal investigation in 2014 to shut down the state and the Anti-Corruption Commission. He has built his career as a trial lawyer, representing prestigious clients fallen into high-stakes personal and professional crises in and outside of the courtroom. Cuomo took the heavy criticism at the end of January following a scathing report from AG Letitia James, saying that the state may have undercounted, I love how they put that, undercounted COVID-related nursing home deaths by thousands, and suggesting that Cuomo's policies on the returning COVID patients to nursing homes may have exacerbated the problem. Do you think? Wow. I went through the numbers with you guys already. I'm not going to keep that's all right. We got that. You know who the lawyer is. That's a big thing. This is the end right here. The last two things. One we all know about, but I just wanted to make sure if you didn't. Yes, Cuomo got an Emmy award for his televised coronavirus briefings during the Twitter nonsense of what was COVID-19 pandemic. And his brother Chris played a part in that. And for him to now step aside and say, I can't say anything about anything, is sick, and he doesn't deserve to be called a CNN anchor or a journalist. It was presented to Cuomo on the 23rd. He said it was flattering, and he'd accept the award on behalf of all New Yorkers. Everybody thought it was a joke. Exactly. There were so many people on Twitter that thought it was a joke, that they thought it was like a Babylon Bee announcement, and everybody was going to come out and go, ha ha, but it was like so real. It was sickening. So, last but not least, for Bill de Blasio, who has absolutely destroyed New York City, just for him to open his mouth and say anything about anything right now makes me want to, oh, God, this man is such a pain in the ass. Every time you turn around, there he is making comments about somebody else, not himself. Apparently, de Blasio slammed Cuomo over his apology to the girls, saying that's not an apology. Okay. New York City Mayor, Democrat, obviously, who's the latest Democrat to denounce Andrew Cuomo, said he slammed the Democrat governor for issuing a non-apology. He said that's not an apology, de Blasio said in response to Cuomo's statement. And he just laughs about his imports. He seemed to be saying, I was just kidding around, sexual harassment is not funny, it's serious, it has to be taken seriously. And he just clearly was letting himself off the hook for something that, for the women involved, sounded pretty terrifying, the mayor continued. Cuomo released a statement Sunday following the second woman accusing him of sexually harassing her, Charlotte Bennett, who previously served as health policy advisor. Cuomo asked her inappropriate questions about her private life, including if she had sex with older men. He says that this is Cuomo, quote, I never intended to offend anyone or cause harm. I spent most of my life at work, and colleagues are often my most personal friends. Ugh. Cuomo said in the statement, explaining that sometimes he remains playful and jovial and making jokes that he believes are funny in both public and private. Oh, wow. Nobody's laughing, though, dude. Like, was anybody laughing with you? So, yeah, no, I just wanted to show you DeBluvio there because, he screws everything up and has the nerve to turn around and point fingers at Cuomo. Please, there's like 3 more pointing right back at you, de Blasio. All right, guys, smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. If you're a New Yorker who's been suffering with these Cuomos for years, and you can get my my Cash App in the description below. Have a great day. Uh-oh.